Who do you think was the toughest opponent in football during the late 2000s? Zidane, Henry, Ronaldinho? What if I told you it was actually a small guy from South Korea, only 172 centimeters tall? His name was Park Ji-sung, a player with unbelievable stamina, insane discipline, and a mentality that shattered every stereotype. Even in extra time of the final match of the season, he was still running across the pitch like the game had just started. Fans joked that he had 3 lungs. Pele once called him an atomic footballer because of his speed and endless energy. Sir Alex Ferguson even said that out of all his players, Park was one of the few who could truly stop Lionel Messi. And that says everything. But the most incredible part wasn't his playing style, it was his journey. At 18 years old, Park was basically told to forget about professional football. South Korea had a draft system, and despite his performances at school level, not a single club wanted him. Most people thought he was too small and physically weak for top-level football. He even enrolled in university to study economics, and nearly gave up on his dream completely. But his father, who worked as a butcher, decided to fight for his son's future alongside him. Together, they came up with a strict nutrition plan in hopes that Park could become stronger and grow taller. Later, Park admitted that he ate some very unusual things: frogs, deer antlers, and even deer blood. According to him, the taste and smell were terrible, and sometimes he felt sick afterward, but he kept going because his desire to become a footballer was stronger than anything else. Park claimed that during that period, he grew around 7 centimeters taller. Just when it seemed like every door had closed, fate gave him an unexpected opportunity. South Korea's youth national team played a friendly match against a university side where Park was playing. His performance impressed the national team coach so much that he immediately invited him to the Olympic squad. From that moment, everything changed. Even before signing his first professional contract, Park was already receiving call-ups to the senior national team ahead of the 2002 World Cup qualifiers. Soon after, he joined Kyoto Sanga in Japan, becoming one of the first Korean players to play in the J-League. But the beginning wasn't easy. The club got relegated, the manager was fired, and once again, Park's future looked uncertain. Then came Goose Hiddink, the coach who truly believed in him, trust. Despite his young age and playing in Japan's second division, he became an important part of the national team. Then came the 2002 World Cup, the tournament that changed everything. South Korea shocked the world by advancing from the group stage after defeating Portugal, with Park scoring the winning goal. After that moment, the entire football world knew his name. What followed was even more unbelievable. Victories over Italy and Spain, a place in the World Cup semifinals, and an unforgettable 4th-place finish. The tournament was surrounded by controversy over refereeing decisions, but one thing was impossible to deny. South Korea played with incredible passion and determination, and Park was at the heart of it all. Hiddink understood Park's value better than anyone, and soon brought him to PSV Eindhoven for around €5 million. However, life in the Netherlands started badly. Fans questioned why the club spent money on an unknown Korean player, and after only a few matches, Park needed surgery. When he returned, he wasn't fully fit, and criticism only intensified. Some teammates openly doubted his quality. The pressure became so intense that Hiddink often preferred using him in away matches where the fans were less hostile. At one point, Park seriously considered returning to Korea, but he stayed. And when Arjen Robben left for Chelsea, Park finally got his chance in the starting lineup, and he took it perfectly. He became one of PSV's key players, helping the club win the Eredivisie title and reach the Champions League semifinals. PSV eliminated Monaco and Lyon, and against AC Milan, Park scored a crucial goal in the semifinal. After that season, everything changed. Fans stopped comparing him to Robben because PSV had found a new hero. Even people who once criticized him began publicly apologizing. His endless work rate caught the attention of Manchester United. When the season ended, Sir Alex Ferguson personally called Park. Soon after, the Korean midfielder became a United player. At first, many people believed the transfer was only for marketing purposes and shirt sales in Asia, but his teammates quickly realized they had signed a true warrior. Paul Scholes later admitted that Park was one of the toughest opponents he had ever faced, even in training. Park had the ability to completely shut down world-class players. That's why Ferguson constantly trusted him in big matches against football's biggest stars. He didn't just run, he destroyed opponents' rhythm and control. After a serious knee injury, many doubted whether he could ever return to his best level. But in the Champions League against Barcelona, he once again proved his value by helping neutralize Messi, Xavi, and Deco. Then came one of the cruelest moments of his career. Despite his incredible performances throughout the tournament, Ferguson left Park out of the squad for the 2008 Champions League final. He had to watch Manchester United lift the trophy from the stands. Years later, Ferguson admitted that leaving Park out was one of the biggest mistakes of his managerial career. A year later, Park finally played in the Champions League final and later delivered a legendary performance against AC Milan. His task that night was simple: stop Andrea Pirlo, and he did it perfectly. Pirlo later admitted that Park followed him everywhere like a shadow. Despite becoming a star, Park never argued with managers and was always willing to sacrifice himself for the team. That mentality earned him respect across the entire football world. But years of injuries slowly destroyed his knees. At 33 years old, Park Ji-sung announced his retirement from football. Only then did many people fully realize how unique he truly was. A humble kid from South Korea became one of the greatest Asian footballers in history and proved that determination, discipline, and hard work can sometimes matter even more than natural talent. Park's story is the story of a man who refused to give up, even when the entire world told him no.